Hey guys, this is Booligan with Airsoft Retreat, BooliganAirsoft.com, and Airsoft Insider Magazine. Today, we are doing a custom gun follow-up. This weekend I got kind of bored and basically started putting a lot of project guns together off of some old project guns that I had. This one, you may recognize from here back as my Amoeba. It normally had like a 7-inch front or a 7-inch rail, 10-inch front end. It was okay. It was a pretty stout gun. I really like the programmable trigger system, mainly because I do have the trigger programmer. Without that, it's not that great. Be sure to chalk that into your purchases if you're going to get one of the Amoeba guns. We installed a different motor in it. The original motor was dragging a little bit, so we installed an AIM F430 Spider motor. Apparently they're naming them after Ferraris, which gives me a little bit better trigger response and rate of fire. On the front end, you may recognize this setup as coming off of one of my old, I believe it was an APS, Full Metal M4. You have a 14.5-inch long normal M4 pattern barrel. Up top, you have the top portion of a Madbull Omega rail, Daniel Defense Omega rail, which is normally a 2-piece rail and is not designed to work with an M203. However, just had to do a little bit of modifications inside the rail and some modifications to this D-Boys 3-in-1 M203. You have to get rid of the quick detach mount up front and have to use a low profile mount like this classic Army one. Also have to Dremel just a little bit off the top of this so that it would clear inside the rail. The final product is a front end that is extremely secure. This front end is rock solid, and the Omega mounting system works really well, even if you're just using the top portion. The only problem is, and my slight regret in this project, when I reviewed the Amoeba, I noticed that it had some barrel wobble. I wasn't sure if that was because of the barrel or if it was because of the receiver. After installing this big, heavy, longer front end, it's because of the receiver. We have just a few degrees of free play. It's actually not as bad as it was with the stock barrel, but it's still there and it's still going to bother me a little bit. That being said, we now have a, well, lightweight on the back end at least, because the receivers are polymer. The stock is polymer. The buffer tube's metal, so you get a little bit of counterweight there. But a really heavy front end, given full metal barrel, full metal rail, full metal M203, with, of course, Amoeba's programmable trigger, which is currently set to burst and full auto. Burst mode, full auto. Thing works really quite well. Finishing this up top is my G&G 1-to-4 times optic, modeled after an Elcan Spectre DR, which also adds about a pound to this thing, but makes it look really good. So overall, again, just a quick update on some of my custom projects. A lot of guys ask, hey, what do you do with your guns after the reviews? This is what I do. I mix and match parts. I put together custom guns. I do really weird crap sometimes, like some of the funky projects I put on the wall. But overall, I like to play with them. I like to have fun with them, and I like to build cool stuff sometimes. Be sure to check out the reviews on all of these parts on Booligan Airsoft and Airsoft Retreat, and as always, thanks for watching.